Everybody, all right, I am back with another collab, and this collab is really exciting. It is called my top 5 Weight Watcher foods, and so before I get started on that, I just wanted to thank our host Kelly from Freedom in a Budget, and I highly want to recommend her channel. I really do, because she has amazing budgeting videos and money management and just all these wonderful tips, and that's one of my really deep interests, is constantly trying to make the most out of what we bring in and make it stretch. And she just has really wonderful ideas. I love her persona. I love the way she comes across. She's always willing to help somebody else out. And if you have any questions in that regard, she's there. And she's definitely your go-to. I mean, she definitely inspires what she and her husband have been able to achieve at such a young age, in that budgeting realm is absolutely amazing. It's phenomenal. So I would check her out, but it's not just for that. She's also a Weight Watcher, and she has some really wonderful ideas as far as that is concerned. So go check out Kelly. She's going to be listed below. She's our host, and then there's like an amazing myriad of other Weight Watcher channels. So they're going to be listed below too. Check out their channels, because they're all going to be giving you their top 5s. And I watch them. I watch these other channels below, and so I definitely can say, yes, please go check them out. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to actually take you to the kitchen, and I'm going to show you some of my top 5 foods. My top 5, number 1 would be eggs. Okay, so why eggs? Because you can do so much with them, right? Some of the things besides, I'm going to show you some of the pictures of some of the things that I have used eggs for, besides just, I love over easy eggs. But some of there's a recipe that I ran across a while back that uses, it's like an egg noodle soup, I guess, chicken egg noodle soup or something. And I was looking for a low-carb recipe, and I ran across this in an old Summer Size book by Suzanne Summers. And what she would used to do is make just really thin crepes out of just eggs. You just whip them up, and you make these little crepe pancakes out of them. And you just like ribbon cut them, and then throw those in the soup. And she acted like those were noodles. And I thought, wow, what an idea. I never ever would have even thought of that. So she took those noodles, and she also made a macaroni and cheese dish also. And I thought, again, what a great idea. So I'll show you a picture of that right here. I will also make a sweet crepe, stuff it with apple or fruit, and put sugar-free syrup on it. And oh, it's so good. If I want it to be more like a blintz, I'll actually add like a fat-free cream cheese and a low-fat cottage cheese mix or something, and put that in there with some of the scoopable apple pie or some kind of a fruit or something like that. Oh my goodness, it takes it to another level. So that's great. Also, what I did before when I wanted something savory is I would take the eggs and I would just put them in like a little blender, and I'd stick some spinach and fresh basil in it, and the fresh basil just like took it to another level. So now I have these green eggs, right? And then I cook those up like an omelet, and then I rolled those inside of like an Olay wrap, and then sliced them up. Oh my goodness, that was such a good idea. And they just put a little hot sauce on top. I'll show you a picture of that. That was really wonderful. I added a teeny tiny dollop of cream cheese in the middle as well. Let's not forget just the hard-boiled egg itself. Boy, those make such a wonderful snack, or an over-easy egg on a breakfast sandwich. Not to mention, I also made kind of like a frittata, a sweet frittata. That was good. And then also a nice little coating to make some low-point French toast. Number 2 pick would be non-fat Greek yogurt. I didn't used to like that. I think because I was counting on it just being the plain yogurt, and I didn't like it like that. So I ended up bending it the way that I wanted to have it, and it worked like a charm. I absolutely love it. You can do so much with it. I use Jordan skinny syrups, and so if I want something sweet, I will very often use that to sweeten up the non-fat Greek yogurt. I usually start my day with a parfait or a smaller parfait in addition to whatever I have, and that is to bump up my protein. Keeps me full for like 5 hours. It's amazing. But that parfait is basically consisting of a 1/4 cup of the non-fat Greek yogurt, plain, which is 0 points, and then 1/8 of a cup, which is 0 points, of low-fat cottage cheese, and then a 1/2 container of one of the light and fit, you know, like a strawberry cheesecake flavor or something, which that in itself, I believe, is that 1 point or 2 points. I think it's might be 2. Anyway, excellent, excellent. I throw some berries in there, and it is just amazing. So I'll show you some of the things that I've done with it, and then maybe they can give you some ideas. All right, first off, we have my parfait for breakfast. That's always good. Then you can mix it with some sugar-free Jell-O pudding for a really nice treat. I've also used it to make the 2-ingredient dough, make turnovers or whatever. And then also I use it to stretch my guacamole, and it's amazing. You can put it in smoothies, give it a nice thickness. It's a great way to add and boost your protein intake. My number 3 pick would be apples. And I know, it's like, oh, how exciting, apples, Kat. Yes, but they are because there's so many different varieties. Find one that you really like. One that I really love is opal apples. Those are so nice. They're kind of perfumey. It's a nice dessert apple when I make the scoopable apple pie, or, you know, I make some sort of a turnover or something like that. I will use a mix of a Granny Smith and then maybe like a Honeycrisp or something, like a red and a green, to kind of have like the sweet and sour effect. But I mean, they're full of fiber. They're very filling. You know, it's just, you can add it to a salad. You can add it to almost anything for kind of like a sweet crunch, and offset even a salty dish. They are amazing, and it's a 0 point food. I'll show you some of the things that I've done with them. I love a good Waldorf salad, and apples, you can't make it without apples. Amazing. I use applesauce in all my baked goods instead of oil. Brings the points way down. Add it to a smoothie for some extra fiber and filling. Just have it when you're in the car and you're stuck and you can't have anything else. And then, of course, let's not forget the scoopable apple pie from Hungry Girl. That is amazing. And if you want a variation on that, you can actually add something else like cranberries. Make like a cranberry apple relish. Stick it in the fridge and use it on things. Maybe even make a phyllo Napoleon. Oh, my goodness, so good. Or just have it with some Cool Whip on top, some light Cool Whip. My kids love the applesauce pancakes that I make. Now, my number 4 pick would be certain types of wraps, and I'll show you which kind I like best. Now, usually, a lot of people have heard of the Olay wraps, the Extreme Wellness wraps. I like them okay, and I have some in the freezer always, as well as the fridge, but my personal choice and my favorite would be the Joseph's lavash bread. This one's almost empty because I love it so much. And also the Joseph's pitas as well. The reason why I would prefer these is because it's a different texture. For me, it's more bready. My husband does not like the Olay wraps at all because it has more of a, I want to say, a gummy texture to him. But the Joseph's have more of a bready texture to me, and so those work out for me a lot better. I do use these for the little pitas. They're 1 point a piece. The lavash bread is 1 point for half. I really love these because they're hearty and thick. I can make a pizza out of them. I can cut them in half and make little sandwiches out of them, sweet or salty sandwiches. Amazing. And so they're just really portable and wonderful. I'll show you some of the things that I've made with these. Okay, so of course you can just make, you know, like a little sandwich here to have with some soup. And what I really love about these is the portability. You know, that's just, that factor is really, really important. You just kind of like can grab and go some with these. I've also cut up the lavash and put them in the air fryer and made some nachos. My number 5 pick would be something that surprised me was ground turkey. And the fact is that that is like an incredibly versatile food. I never really liked it before, and my husband really didn't like it, but recently, and if I could find the 99% Jenny O fat-free turkey, then that's so much better. But it's super versatile, and I was just in a box thinking that I could just add it to savory dinner foods and lunches and things like that. But the reality is that you could actually take it into breakfast, into breakfast casseroles, and make your own, version of a sausage. All you need is spices. I mean, there's so much that you can do with it. I didn't realize I was not taking full advantage of its properties. So it would have to be ground turkey. Super versatile, super packed with protein. And I'm going to throw in two bonuses. Number one would be the Wassa crackers. They have many different types. I like these multi-grain ones. They are pretty large. They're as big as the packages for one cracker, and that's 1 point. And they're super filling, very much whole grain. And then, of course, if you haven't already heard of it, I would have to say PB Fit. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood for it, but besides just having, what I'll do with this very often is just these two. If I need something kind of sweet and crunchy, I'll take 2 tablespoons of the PB Fit. I'll add some of Jordan's skinny syrup to it and flavor this peanut butter however I want, whether that's mocha or caramel pecan or anything. Jordan skinny syrups would have to be yet another choice. And then I'll just take one of these crackers and dip it in it. And that's my, I'll have some tea, and that's my snack. I've got like a 2-point snack, and I feel like I ate a donut or something. So those are my picks. You had 2 bonuses in there. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you check out all these other wonderful channels. I highly recommend them, and especially a special thanks to Kelly at Freedom in a Budget for the invitation and for this opportunity. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.